Hey folks, welcome back. This is Ardwulf. We're on episode 14 of our playthrough of I once again almost said Dragon Age Origins. If you look at the list of videos in the channel, you will see why that's the case. But we are, in fact, playing Pillars of Eternity. So let us enter.
You must gather your party before venturing forth.
Oh, shut up. Let's venture forth. So we're at Caed Nua, and we're looking for a wizard or animancer or something named Merwald.
Of course.
And
Let's see what lies this way.
We're in, let's check for traps mode. So someone has come in and ravaged this place. Not sure who it was. Some soldiers of some kind. I don't know how big this place is either. But it would be refreshing to fight soldiers instead of fucking shadows. The shelves creak under the books. Many of the covers are mottled with mildew. Cobwebs bind the remains of a broken alembic, a cracked mortar, and various shattered bottles and vials to the table. We are not seeing anything here particularly. Let's check this out. The sour odors of rancid grain and spoiled fruit permeate the air. Dust and rusted utensils cover the countertop. Used to be the kitchen, I assume. Rats skitter among the broken stairs. So I feel like we're missing something here. But maybe that's not the case. I expected something to be in here. Evidently not. Alright, that was a fairly light-duty encounter. Could be we come back here for something too. In any event, Merwald was not in evidence. So let's head over here to the keepish part of the establishment. Addendum added, the Old Watcher. The spirit of Caldara de Baranzi, one of Lord Raedric's unfortunate victims, has directed me towards Caed Nua, where I will find a man named Merwald. Caldara has informed me that I have become something known as a Watcher, and that this Merwald is a Watcher as well. Perhaps he can tell me more about what's happening to me. Now that was the ghost of the dwarven animancer that was hanging from the tree in Gilded Vale.
Steady does it.
Alright, and once again we are in...
You think he'd be mad if we sat in his chair?
Sneak mode.
He
Once
doesn't
again,
have to,
and once again, we are in...
Hey, you're not...
Kreeft a feel a feeling.
Alright.
Getting through me.
Alright, wizard.
Hey.
Yeah.
Lava will be unseated.
What?
curses!
On your word.
Yes?
All right, now we can do this. Okay, we're gonna summon skeletons again.
Hold another lot! Like that!
Brimstone is down.
How may I help?
Cutting us down!
Well, the skeletons seem pretty
Yes?
pretty unuseful.
Following
Let's
your
focus
lead.
some fire on these
What?
guys.
Yes?
All right, and once again, stupid wizard, get out of the line of fire.
Lava will be on you. Not like this!
The end of that.
Go octet!
Okay. Oh, we got all kind of stuff going on in here.
Light, flame, and sound. We'll keep to ourselves.
We have here Whispers of Yenwood, a one-handed sword, 13 to 19, reliable slaying spirits. Alright, well, obviously we're going to take that. And I'm going to look at that item. Of will, -3. Okay, slaying spirits. So I think... Let me look at our encyclopedia. Bestiary, shadow. It is a spirit. So let us give that weapon, at least for the moment, we will give this weapon to Adair because I am tired of fighting these fucking things. Alright. And we have a thing on the wall we gotta look at over here. Looks like it's just a sconce. The brazier's chains are rigid with rust. The gray and brown pelts of mice flit between the boards. We are going to finish examining this room before proceeding out of it. As you come to the end of the Great Hall, you perceive an inviting warmth radiating from a grand throne wrought out of marble, its masterful artistry out of place amidst the castle's more practical stonework. The veiled face of a woman is carved about the throne's backing, watching over the room with hollow eyes. At your approach, you feel the warmth fluctuate as though stirring. A voice rings out from the carving, permeating the fortress through stone and air.
Another watcher in Cadnua, glowing very brightly indeed to these eyes. What strange happenstance.
I'm looking for Merwald.
As am I. If you should happen to find him, I would be glad to know of it. Each day his absence brings new dust to my halls, new cracks to my stones. It's shameful is what it is. The Earl would never have let it come to this. You are free to search for him here. I will unbar the way.
You said these were your halls?
Not as a land is its lord's, more as a child is its mother's. This castle was my design, you see. The Earl appointed me to do it. I was getting on in years. I knew it would be my only chance to build something magnificent. When it was built, I couldn't bring myself to part from it. to go back to my lonely home. I begged the Earl to let me stay, to take care of it. It was all I wanted, and he granted it. Years later, when Bereth's usher finally came calling, I begged the Earl to find a way to let me remain, and so he did.
Tell me more about Merwald.
He was a great man. He came here one day, young with long hair and polished armor, and he banished the dark things that had come to lurk in this place after centuries of neglect. He could see the beauty of this place, the way it had been, so he claimed it for his own when no one else would take it. We worked together to restore it. But he began to grow distant some time ago. He never told me why. He retreated deeper and deeper into the keep, never leaving, sending servants for food, hiding himself from my sight. The restoration stopped. Now, to look at the place, you'd never know the progress we've made. In most places, it's worse than it ever was. And all I can do is watch it crumble around me.
Any idea where I can find Merwald?
I can feel his presence faintly somewhere deeper inside the keep. But he uses his gifts to confound me, and my senses are dulled while he does so. I only wish I could know his mind.
Are you imprisoned in that throne?
Imprisoned? At times it feels that way, I suppose. But it's more that I reside here. The throne was brought up from the ruins, one of the first things they found. As a last favor to a dying woman, the Earl arranged for me to be moved into it. Audra is an accommodating vessel for a soul. Oh, it's not as confining as it seems. I can feel the whole keep from here, and all things that are tied to it. There's something about this throne and its construction. Or maybe it's something about this place.
What Earl were you speaking of?
The Earl of Yenwood. The original, in fact, when Deerwood was a colony. He found this site, the only ruin Ere Glanfarth refused to defend, and he believed its wealth would be great. The keep was his way of defending his family's claim, and that claim became his obsession. He had to know what lay beneath. He devoted his life to excavating the ruins below the keep. They had been sealed with rock and soil. Deliberately, it would seem. Years passed, and with them the Earl. He dug his entire life and never found what he sought. His obsession became his sons and his sons' sons. And one day, that young Earl broke through.
What did he find?
An endless maze, incomprehensible in its construction. But he would never come to learn more than that. Vile things had taken residence there, vile and dangerous. They poured up through the keep and slew its residents, the Earl among them. After that, the keep remained abandoned, unused, wasted. Meowall's mastery of this place was the first hope I'd had in 200 years. How I've longed to see it as it once was. I can only guess why all this has happened. I fear I've wronged the gods putting this place here, and they've doomed me to watch it wear away into dust, to witness my own folly. Take care in your search. Many dangers lie in wait here.
Okay. Let's take a look at the quest again, the Old Watcher. Okay. So... Shh. Alright, well, we don't need to talk to her again, particularly.
Nice and quiet.
The treasury has already been looted. Alright, so at this point what we have here is, let's look at this. The brazier's chains are rigid with rust. Okay, so we have this room, and then this room right here, which appears to lead into a whole other zone. The library.
Keeping quiet.
I'll bet there's something interesting here. But before we proceed, we have 2 characters to level up. Let's level up Kana. Oh, and we'll give him a stealth, survival, athletics. And what invocation to give him for 4th level? Calls beyond the shroud and summons a phantom to fight for the party. Reduces damage reduction. Increases slash and shock damage. Drains electrostatic energy to create 3 bolts of lightning causing shock damage. My character has that already. We'll go with this white... Yeah, we'll go with this white worms. That sounds like it might be interesting. And beloved spirits, let's see. Yeah, it's interesting. Increases accuracy with ranged weapons used on distant targets. Reload speeds are far faster for cross... Oh, we'll take that. He's probably the guy that's going to get replaced. Is my thought. Critters. Spiders have taken up residence in the empty shelves.
Hey.
Craved a fear.
Hey.
Did we forget to level up the wizard? We certainly did.
How may I help? Lava will be on...
I shall be discreet.
Now, my inclination... The map shows the Deerwood's old colonial borders. A settlement called New Dunrid is marked in the place of present-day Defiance Bay. My inclination when playing this type of game is almost always to play the wizard. And in this case, I'm glad I didn't, because the very first NPC that you come across, at least the way I did it, was the wizard. So it made more sense to pick a sort of roguey character, which the chanter is. Okay, so we have... We can unsneak. Let's go down here, since we do have more
And what does the flame reveal?
to see about this level. Oh, evidently we don't.
There's my little soldier.
Is that the mother?
Been out playing soldier again, have we? Go wash up and come help me shuck these peas.
She turns from you long enough to produce a basket that, like her, is shimmering and semi-transparent. And no complaints. You've got to eat your vegetables if you want to grow up strong and be a real soldier one day. Just like we agreed, right? What are you talking about?
Soldiers are important people. They defend the weak and punish the wicked. You're too young to understand now, but there are lots of wicked people. People like the man who murdered your father.
Okay. Remind me of what happened to, my father.
Before you were born, the Glanfathans attacked settlers like us. They said we'd knocked over some of their special Adra rocks. That's why they call it the Broken Stone War. They got very angry, and so they came into our villages and killed many people. Your father was one of them.
He was one of the people the Glanfathans killed.
That's why you'll be a soldier one day. To protect and to avenge. Why don't you go back out and play? I'll finish up here.
Alright, that was slightly weird. Okay, so basically we have stairs up and stairs down. I'm thinking it might be more sensible to go up first. But before we forget to do so, let's increase the wizard's level, Aloth. We will kick his lore up because we need to. And I guess we'll increase... athletics, fatigue, yeah, sure, that might make him slightly more resilient. That would be great. So he gets one more spell. And obviously we're going to take a second level spell. Rolling Flame, let's look at that. Creates a rebounding ball of fire inflicting burn damage. That sounds uncontrollable. Creates a scorching ray of flame, inflicting continual burn damage to the target and anyone caught in the ray. Necrotic Lance causes corrode damage instantly and over time. Creates duplicates of the caster to distract enemies, granting a high deflection bonus, which is reduced with each hit taken. Infuses the caster with vitality, granting a temporary increase in current and maximum endurance. Blinds a target. So I think we're going with... I'm kind of inclined to go with mirrored image, to be honest about it. Let's go with that. Oh, and we get some more stuff here. Arcane Veil. Protective Shield of Magic, dramatically boosting the wizard's deflection. Allows the wizard to smash an enemy with a grimoire, energized with spiritual energy, causing large damage and knocking the target back. Penetrating Blast concentrates the power of blasts, negating the... are these passive abilities? I'm almost certainly going to take the bonus first level spell. It just seems useful. Let's do that. And that may be a choice that is not a great choice in the long term. But we're going to do it anyway. So let us go upstairs. Alright, this does not seem huge. Let's
keep quiet.
Go into sneak mode here. It feels as if cobwebs are the only things holding this rickety old mess together. Something has made a nest out of old straw and a mattress ticking. Is this the entire upstairs, really? Yeah, it does appear to be the case. Alright. On the one hand, I expected there to be more up here, and on the other hand, it's kind of neat that the building was designed, you know, it feels like the building was designed as something other than a dungeon to for monsters to inhabit and for adventurers to later come in and loot. So there's that. Alright, do we have... Let's look at the map real quick here. I think this is pretty much the whole first floor here. So I guess we're going to go downstairs. Alright, so we are on the dungeons of Cadnua. We are going to call this episode here. I hope that you've enjoyed watching. If so, please like the video. That helps the channel out. Please share the video around if you have enjoyed it. That also helps the channel. Subscribe, which also helps the channel, which would be great. And you can check out the blog at ardwulfslair.wordpress.com, where I have been reporting on my progress with the game, and there's plenty of other content there as well. So check all that out. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.